Can aging be reversed? The science that could change everything. If I told you that your body might already have the ability to reverse aging, not slow it down, but actually reverse it, would you believe me? Because according to Dr. David Sinclair, a leading researcher in genetics and longevity, that future might already be here. And what's even more shocking, in early tests, scientists observed cells appearing up to 75% younger in just a matter of weeks. But before you dismiss this as science fiction, let's break it down. Dr. Sinclair, a professor at Harvard, has spent decades studying why we age, and his core idea challenges everything we thought we knew. He says aging isn't just wear and tear, it's actually a loss of information. Think of your body like a computer. Your DNA is the hardware. But the real instructions, the software, tell your cells how to function. Over time, that software gets corrupted, not destroyed, just scrambled. And when that happens, your cells forget how to behave like young, healthy cells. That's when aging begins. Wrinkles, fatigue, disease, it's not just damage, it's confusion. Now here's where things get really interesting. In one of the most talked about experiments, Sinclair and his team were able to reprogram cells, essentially restoring that lost information. And when they did, old cells began to behave like young ones again. In some cases, they measured changes that suggested cells became up to 75% younger. Let that sink in. Not slowed aging, not delayed aging, reversed. But here's the story that really brings this to life. In one experiment, scientists worked with old mice that had lost their vision. These weren't mildly impaired mice. These were animals whose optic nerves had essentially deteriorated with age. By applying a form of cellular reprogramming, they didn't just stop the damage, they reversed it. The mice regained their vision. Imagine that. Something we associate so strongly with aging, blindness, being undone at the cellular level. It sounds unbelievable, but this is happening in real labs right now. Now, before you think there's a pill coming next week that makes you 25 again, we're not there yet. These are early stage experiments, mostly in animals. And there are still huge questions around safety, long-term effects, and how this translates to humans. But Sinclair believes this is just the beginning. He talks about a future where aging's treated like a disease, where instead of managing decline, we restore function, where your biological age could be reset, not just tracked. So what does this mean for you right now? Well, Sinclair also emphasizes that while these breakthroughs are developing, there are already ways to influence how you age. Things like intermittent fasting, exercise cold exposure, and certain molecules like NAD boosters. All of these, he says, can help preserve that epigenetic information, the instructions your cells rely on. In other words, you may not be able to reverse aging yet, but you can slow down how quickly your body forgets how to stay young. And maybe that's the real takeaway. Aging isn't as fixed as we once believed. It's not a one-way street. It's a process. And processes can be changed. The idea that one day we might not just live longer, but actually stay younger for longer, is no longer just a dream. It's being tested. Right now. I'm Hakeem Mamdani, and this is Digestible Conversations. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to subscribe.